Join the channel here over at Subscribestar, now over at Odyssey. Thanks to the new members over there. Absolutely fantastic. So the lizard people at Disney are brainwashing kids to turn them into catamites. Lucasfilm's Star Wars, the High Republic character encyclopedia aims preferred pronouns, gender propaganda at your kid. Oh, dear God, that looks horrible. If you're an SJW, please click off and unsubscribe if you subscribed accidentally. You won't enjoy the video at all, and your passive-aggressive monkeypox comments annoy me all day. They give me spiritual aids. So Disney is turning your kids gay because they're a blood-drinking cult offering human souls to Moloch. Not even kidding. They have this comic series, which is horrible cringe, and let's go to the honorable mention. Oh, these are some of the covers. If it's an alien, they seem to love the black girl with the shaved side of her head, or any woman really with the shaved side of her head. For some reason, that's punk rock in current year. But this one, the issue 13, the High Republic Adventures, that actually has pretty good art. But again, even in that one, it's the Pox Walks Girl, where you have two black Jedi girls who are fighting the evil blonde-haired, green-eyed male antagonist. So when they introduced the characters, and they introduced this blonde-haired, green-eyed character in the first issue, and then when there's a Pox Walks Girl with their little dreadlocks or whatever, not this alien girl, the other one, you know who the good guys and bad guys are, because there's no way that they're going to make the blonde-haired, green-eyed character the protagonist, and the Pox Walks marginalized, oppressed, and disenfranchised, and others, and all those Saul Alinsky Frankfurt School hot words. They're not going to make her the bad character. So it's like the story is alpha and omega in the first issue. Oh, I see a blonde character and I see a black character. Well, you don't have to buy any more issues because you know how the story's going to go. It really is that simple. The correlation is like, scatter plot on a line. Yeah, it's just two straight lines on top of each other. That's almost how tight the correlation is. Why? Because Disney's a bunch of globalist rat people. So they've got this a half a dozen of these comics out, and it's all feminist girl power and colors, and all the bad guys are male and blonde because everyone Disney doesn't like are literally Hugo Boss. Hey, Disney, you can make Pox Walks, the blacks, the browns, the antagonists, and the good guys can be blonde hair, blue-eyed. They look at you like, what? What planet are you from? And the thing is, I know this sounds crazy when I say it. If you are not familiar with comics, it sounds just whack job tinfoil hat. But if you want to go find these comics online for yourself, you can prove it to yourself, and you go, oh, this is crazy. Yeah, and I'm trying to explain. I mean, I used to do more comic coverage in the beginning, but it's pretty repetitive because it's all this kind of stuff. I think there's like 8 of these comics out, and the protagonists are either female or Pox Walks types, and the antagonists are going to be blonde-haired characters like this. Anyway, the thing is with let's go back to the pronouns. The pronouns is that kids are very easily influenced. Everybody knows this. That's why they try to, hey, have the BLT drag story hour dance around stuff. How come you don't go to the old folks home? Why do you want to do this in front of kids and not other people? That's a good question. How come nobody, and you see the useful idiots smiling, benzoed out, wine drinking moms. There's just nothing going on behind those eyes, like clapping as their kids are watching these men dance around on stage or rolling around with their kids, and then next thing you know, their kids are doing it too. Isn't that fantastic? You look at these moms like, stop the drugs, stop the wine, stop being useful idiots, turn off the TV. You're going to need to find Jesus, Mars, and Odin for this. The thing is, with kids being so easily influenced, if you introduce the concept that people need to have their pronouns explained, is in this case, his pronouns are the first thing listed. He's 1.8 meters tall, and he's a he, him. Okay, I mean, he looks a male character, whatever alien he is. You don't need to give me his pronouns when you tell me. I can see he's a biological male, even not human. Okay, something like this. This might be accurate. But The thing is, you could just use like Mr. or Mrs. or something. The thing is, you're telling kids, you're introducing nonsense if you're saying that pronouns need to be explained. You're telling kids that reality doesn't matter. You're either a male or female. You were born as one and you're going to die as one. You don't need to list your pronouns because they match your sex, which is immutable. Every cell of your body, in this case, with this audience, is 98% male for most videos. You'll never be a woman. And thank God, because women have to carry the next generation. And, it's like, it is more difficult, at least biologically speaking, to be a woman. I think most men are grateful that we don't have to have all that kind of stuff. I would be very upset if I had that, some of the stuff that they have to go through. As soon as I hit puberty and I discovered that as a woman, I'd be like, you're kidding me, right? You're saying like one half of the world has to go through this? This doesn't seem fair to me. And, men get to pee in the woods, but, men care for the family and women feed and care for the kids. Like that's the natural order. That's what it takes to make a stable society. Except they don't want a stable society. They want the tall grass. So we have Weimar because we're run by these clown globalists. They're telling kids that pronouns are necessary. And the next step, obviously, is that men can use female pronouns. Why on earth would they? Pronouns are matched to sex. We can just keep insisting on reality. And honestly, it helps to be a little tistic for this, or at least pretend you're a little tistic. Because you just insist on reality, and they keep talking about feelings, and they go into this long Frankfurt School explanations, and you go, so we have an issue, rule, analysis, conclusion concept going on here, the scientific method, however you want to break it down. And you look at these left-wing nut jobs, and you go, you're starting with a conclusion, and you're just concluding with a conclusion. At no point does your argument logically lead to your conclusion. And you just keep insisting that men are women, and you're like, if you're asking me to use the wrong pronouns, you're asking me to lie, and I'm not going to do that. And I don't know what would happen if I was called as a witness or something. I'd probably be sitting in jail for the day. So what happens if the kids don't want to list their pronouns? I mean, the thing is, the court can't compel you to commit perjury. So that'd be an interesting. I haven't followed that issue, but I'm sure that other people have. If the kids, what happens if the kids don't want to list their pronouns? I suppose they could just list their honorific, like the Mr. or Miss. And what happens when kids insist on using the biologically correct pronouns? Will the SJWs, will the blue-haired teachers accept and respect their choices? Do they really respect diversity of thought, or are they the authoritarian totalitarians that we know they are the whole time? Or are the SJWs going to insist on compelled speech? And will they respond with, anger or violence, or even just that passive aggressiveness, which is so effing really hard to deal with, that level of soy? I mean, because they're wrong, and I think deep down they know they're wrong, and mostly they're young, or they're mentally young. They might be have adult bodies, these blue-haired cat people. I mean, cats are awesome. It's unfortunate they have a bad rap for that. But most of them are young in age too, unless eventually they're going to be trans age, which is just on the horizon. And when you can look at them and go like, when you grow up, you get a little bit older, you're going to know this is a fad. Now, this is a pretty brutal fad, because I don't know if there's been a fad throughout history where people actually sterilize their young. That seems kind of like an end of civilization, genocidal fad. Looks around, oh, that is actually what we're going through. So what happens if the kids believe, hey, this is all Weimar levels of globalist subversion to push a sinister path, and a parent just told you to say that, and you look at these other blue-haired weirdos who are repeating all this nonsense, and you're like, yeah, and either your parent or the media or the social media told you that men are women, or they can use the wrong pronouns. It's like ultimately you're getting the information from someone else. It's just in one case, the biologically correct pronouns happen to be the correct information. But are the kids free to express themselves that they believe this is all mental illness? When you hold beliefs not in accord with reality, what would you call that? It's, hey, teacher, this is all globalist Frankfurt School subversion. Like, what would they say to that? I don't know. I mean, I was a little bit of a shitlord in school, but I mean, back in my day, they didn't insist that boys were girls and this kind of nonsense. Boys are not girls, and that shouldn't be a stunning and brave statement to make in current years. Like, oh, well, that'll get you fired for saying boys are not girls. There's somebody was saying what they do in a work environment because they can't they can't, I guess, not use the right pronouns. So what they do is they just use the third party pronouns. So these BLT people were getting all offended that they couldn't make the person use the incorrect pronouns, and they're always, somebody was saying like my esteemed colleague when they were referring to somebody at work, or they, them, and my esteemed colleague, or my esteemed friend over here or something, because they wouldn't use the wrong pronouns, because ultimately you can't compel somebody to lie. And to insist on biologically wrong pronouns is a freaking lie. Anyway, I hope I don't have like the Daily Stormer or the Mary Sue tabs. Those are the platforms I check every day for the news. Honestly, they should just team up and start writing articles together. Rachel Leichman with Andrew Anglin. Very, very funny people. This is all nonsense, and we just have to kind of, oh, God. Oh, hey, you gave her a mohawk. It's like 1978. Punk rock, guys. So the blonde hair character is a good character. The dark character is, of course, the good character because she's dark and she has a mohawk. Isn't that cultural appropriation? And the lizard character is a male. So guess what he is, guys? He's a male. So he's the bad character. And I think the two women, I think they chop his arm off in one of the issues, but they have to constantly put him in his place because he's male. And the two on the right are the two vagina enjoyers, and the lizard is, I don't know what he has. Maybe he's like the shark dual penis or something. But he's a male, so he has to be put in his place, because who better to put a one-armed lizard man in his place than two women? Because women are Jedis too, guys. The Force is female. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Join us over at Subscribestar, now over at Odyssey. In fact, cancel your YouTube membership and go join over at Odyssey. Odyssey is absolutely fan-friggin-tastic. Anyway, thanks all the members across the various platforms. For a guy to get this kind of support is really freaking awesome. For not having tits and ass is absolutely amazing. Maybe I could send some feet pictures as a thank you for the big donors. Plot twist, you don't want feet pictures. Anyway, I'll see you guys all next episode.